What if I told you that a single lesson, one tiny piece of knowledge, could flip your entire worldview upside down in just a moment? Sounds dramatic, right? But it happens more often than you think. Every day we scroll, watch, listen, and sometimes, without even realizing it, stumble across something that rewires our mind completely. So what's the one lesson you learned today that made you see the world differently? Learning isn't just for the classroom anymore. It's in our YouTube recommendations, podcasts, random tweets, or even a 5-minute conversation with a stranger. Every day presents an opportunity to grow, unlearn, and relearn. The beauty of being human lies in our ability to change our perspectives, even if it is just by 1 degree. But here's the real magic. Some lessons don't just add knowledge, they shift everything. They change how you think, how you act, and even how you see yourself. And once your perspective changes, the world never looks quite the same again. Despite living in the most information-rich era in history, many of us are still stuck in mental loops. We think we know how the world works. We hold tightly to our opinions, our assumptions, our beliefs, sometimes without even realizing how outdated or misinformed they are. The problem is we often resist new information when it challenges what we already know. Cognitive dissonance kicks in, our ego fights back, and instead of learning, we shut down. Why? Because changing your perspective can be uncomfortable. It forces you to admit, I was wrong. Another challenge? Information overload. We consume so much that we rarely stop to reflect. We scroll through ideas but don't digest them. So even when a powerful lesson hits us, we often miss it because we're moving too fast. Let me take you through a few examples, lessons I learned recently that genuinely stopped me in my tracks. 1. The shower thought that changed everything. I came across this quote while casually reading online. You don't see the world as it is, you see it as you are. It hit me hard. Suddenly I realized that most of my frustrations weren't caused by the world. They were caused by my interpretation of it. That person who annoyed me, maybe they weren't rude, maybe I was just tired. That boring job, maybe it wasn't the job, it was my perspective. 2. The history fact that blew my mind. Did you know that Cleopatra lived closer in time to the invention of the iPhone than to the construction of the Great Pyramid? Yeah, I was stunned too. We often imagine all of ancient history lumped together, but that's not reality. Learning this changed the way I think about time. It's not as linear and clear-cut as we're taught. History is layered and strange and beautiful. 3. The financial truth that shifted my behavior. I once read, wealth is not about having money, it's about having options. This redefined how I thought about success. For years, I believed financial freedom was about hitting a certain number. But no, it's about having the freedom to choose. That lesson led me to budget differently, invest smarter, and value time over money. 4. The science trick that brought instant gratitude. A neuroscience article explained that simply writing down 3 new things you're grateful for every day can rewire your brain for happiness in 21 days. It's not just spiritual, it's biological. So I tried it. And guess what? It worked. I felt lighter, calmer, more aware of the small wins in life. Just 3 things. Every day, no apps, no gurus. But the most perspective-shifting lesson I learned today, it came from a random comment on a video. The commenter wrote, "You're not behind in life. You're on your own path. Flowers don't compete with each other. They just bloom when it's their time." That line hit me like a lightning bolt. Because let's be honest, so many of us walk around with this invisible pressure. We think we're late. We're behind in success, in relationships, in dreams. We compare our lives to highlight reels, forgetting that each story unfolds at its own pace. That comment helped me breathe. It helped me pause and appreciate where I am now. Maybe I'm not behind. Maybe I'm just blooming. And when you internalize that, everything changes. You stop rushing, you stop resenting others' success, you trust the process, you water your own roots. So let's bring it all together. Every day there's a chance, a tiny one, for your perspective to shift. It won't always be dramatic. It might come from a book, a stranger, a YouTube short, or a random comment section, but it's there, waiting. And when it happens, when that one lesson sticks, you feel it. Your mind opens. Your burdens feel lighter. Your view expands. Suddenly things make sense in a new way. Whether it's realizing that your emotions shape your world, or that history is not as far back as you thought, whether it's discovering that options are more valuable than income, or that gratitude literally rewires your brain. These lessons matter, because once your mindset changes, so does your life. Now I want to hear from you. What's one lesson you learned today that changed your perspective? Drop it in the comments. Your insight might be the exact breakthrough someone else needs. And if you enjoyed this video, check out my other one on why being too nice can ruin your life. Trust me, it's packed with perspective-shifting gems that'll change the way you interact with the world. Stay curious, stay open, stay learning, because sometimes one lesson is all it takes.